We are going to go and say a very good morning here to Jack. Hi, Jack.
Good morning, Randy. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How's it going?
Great. In your preamble yesterday, and I didn't call yesterday, you mentioned that Mr. Huskelson of Amera testifying before a committee of the Nova Scotia legislature in response to a question as to how much, as to whether or not Nova Scotia pay 14 to 14.5 cents for power from Muskrat Falls, said, "Oh, God, no," or words to that effect.
Yes, that's not on.
No, that's not on. You acted as if you were surprised at that comment.
No, I was not. No.
Okay, now let me just go through something then.
Yep.
Nova Scotia will not pay 14 or 14.5 cents for Muskrat power.
Right.
They will receive power free for 20 years, I believe it is, but they will pay for the cost of the link to Nova Scotia. This cost of $1.6 billion, or whatever it will be amortized over the period of 20 years, and that, in effect, would be the cost of Nova Scotia power, be it 3.5 cents, or whatever. Do you agree with that?
It's going to be about 5. I think it's going to be about 5.8 cents.
5.8 cents.
That's where the last number.
That will be the cost. Whatever that transmission link costs, amortized over that period, whatever period they amortize over, and I assume it's going to be approximately 20 years, that will be the cost of the power to Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Newfoundland is projected to pay, 14.5%?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, we're way over that now.
Well, yeah, but it was projected, okay?
It was. At the time, it was somewhere between 14... Well, at the time Mr. Huskelson was asked that question, the projection that everybody was talking about was 14 to 16 cents.
Well, okay, you use that number then.
Yeah.
The biggest cost for Newfoundland is not the cost of producing the power. The cost is of the transmission line to the island. Do you agree with that?
No, but okay.
It is. It has to be. It has to be, Randy. That power is going to be produced for probably no more than 2 to 3 cents a kilowatt hour, perhaps less. I don't know. No, you're wrong on that.
That's misinformation you've got there.
How much is it going to cost?
Substantially more. I think we use the term in oil at the wellhead. I think at the generation plant, it's the cost of generation is 13 cents. I think.
I've never heard that number, my boy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think so.
I've never heard that.
Can you imagine that all that's gone on and all the talk about Muskrat Falls, everything that's gone on, you and I are here, both of us with a different impression of what the numbers are. The cost of generation itself in Labrador at the Lower Churchill, at Muskrat Falls, my understanding is that it's around 13 cents a kilowatt hour. Now you've got to add to that your transportation costs. You've got to add to that profit increases.
I don't buy into that, Randy. I don't buy into that.
Some people are saying that by the time it gets to Soldiers Pond and ready for distribution, it'll be like 23 cents a kilowatt hour.
That is the Brunos, the Brad Cabanas, the Jim Morgans and company making that comment, and that is absolute baloney. And where you ever get that number from is beyond me. That just is simply unacceptable to put that over the airwaves.
Why?
Because it's not right.
Well, it's out there.
But it's not right. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, that's why you're allowed to access the airwaves to say it's not right.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that you and other talk show hosts, when you hear something that you know is completely wrong.
I don't know that to be wrong.
Well, you should.
Why?
My God, the information's been out there for you all along. The cost of the reason why Newfoundland is paying more for power than other areas is because we have to build the transmission line to get it, and the undersea line and the line from where it's brought into Newfoundland.
Yeah, that's going to add. That adds tremendously to what it is that you're trying to develop and trying to sell.
That is by far the biggest cost. It's not the production of power. The production of power may have increased by something, but that's not the biggest cost. The biggest cost has always been to transport it from Muskrat Falls to...
Well, I know this. The bill was supposed to be $6.2 billion.
Yeah.
The bill now, according to the Premier of the province, the two premiers, are going to be higher than that. She won't use the word substantial.
Okay, yeah. Well,
it's going to be higher than that.
I don't
know that. I only know that you were looking at energy cost for the point of view of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. The Lower Churchill, the Muskrat Falls deal, represents a significant increase in energy cost for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians as it sits today, as it sits right now today. Understand the logistics, the logic of why you would invest in it. I appreciate that. It's going to be more than that. I understand we're going to pay a huge amount of money to generate a substantial amount of energy that we don't need. And we're going to sell it at a loss. That's a big issue for people, I think.
You're going to sell what at a loss?
This additional energy.
No, you're not. Do you not remember the conversation that you've had with the Premier and I've had with you, that it costs less than a cent to produce that extra power. The water just goes over the dam and into the ocean if you don't use it. So producing that extra power is not where you get your cost.
Now you're missing a significant point.
What's the point?
Producing the power is the capital investment in building the facilities.
Yeah,
you're building multi-billion-dollar facilities to generate 824 megawatts of power.
Right.
You don't need 824 megawatts of power. You don't need it. You're going to build a $6 billion or $8 billion facility to generate 800 megawatts of power when you only really need 200 megawatts of power. In other words, the old line my father-in-law used to use about jumping in a puncheon when a barrel can hold you. So what are we going to do with all that excess power? We're paying the cost of the capital. We're paying to generate it. And where we are going to pay full bore to cover the 100% cost of the bill, we're going to sell power. Hopefully, we don't have a single contract yet. Hopefully, we're going to sell power into the United States, into New Brunswick and elsewhere, and we're going to do it for substantially less than we're selling it to Newfoundlanders. That's a hard sell, I think.
Not less than it costs to produce.
Oh, I think less than it costs to produce, yeah.
No, never. If we're producing that power for Newfoundland, that power that we sell to New Brunswick and Maine and anywhere in New England and so on is going to cost us less than a penny to produce.
I won't agree with that, but I will accept that there's a little bit of we can argue a little bit that there's a bit of semantics to what we're talking about, but.
Yeah, there may be you may have to pay something on the transmission lines to get it there, but it's not the cost of producing that extra power that's going to cost you.
Jack, I gotta go, buddy.
Okay.
I gotta go to break.
And anyway, just don't use that 21 cents or allow any of your.
I'm sorry, I've seen it printed. It's on the internet. It's all over the world. That number is out there.
And those internet bloggers are completely wrong.
Oh, well, that's fair, but don't deny that I'm going to use whatever is out there.
There's an old saying that there's nobody so blind as those that don't want to see. And there's nobody so ill-informed as those that don't want to be informed.
That's true.
I'll end on that, Randy.
Fair enough, buddy.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Bye.